Hey YouTube, Brian LCS, and welcome to Miles Morales Spider-Man number 16 review. This is the ongoing gang war storyline. It's been tying in with Amazing Spider-Man and a number of other issues. So let's jump in. We're getting close to the conclusion of the whole gang war story. This is written by Cody Ziegler. Art is Federico Vencini and Federica Manchin. I probably butchered that. Brian Valenza, colorist, and Corey Petit, letterer. So let us jump in. We see this ongoing map that has kind of been keeping track of the different territories and who controls it throughout New York City, Manhattan. And we pick up where we left off from last issue, where Hobgoblin and Rabble were in a battle with Miles Morales. Gust, who is an agent of kind of like the New York City police, and we have Miss Marvel. And so there's been this ongoing battle, and we see Rabble and Miles going at it here. You know, Rabble has a thing for Miles. She's kind of hell-bent on revenge, feels that he has wronged her and her family, and so that's kind of the backstory there. And so we just see this ongoing battle between, like I said, the teams, Hobgoblin and Rabble against, the heroes. And so there's this kind of, back and forth, each kind of getting the upper hand. And so this is kind of a quick read issue because, again, it's just mainly action and not a lot of finer points in the story, similar to what we saw in Amazing Spider-Man. And so, but again, the artwork is done really well. And then we cut from the Hobgoblin Miles battle to outside. There's another group of heroes that is with Miles, led by Starling, his girlfriend, and we see one of the clones shift. And Scorpion is actually working with them as well. And Hobgoblin has hired a bunch of this kind of B-list villains to kind of help him out. And so there's this fight that's going on outside of the building where Miles and Hobgoblin are. And so, ultimately they've been kind of going back and forth, and then Scorpion makes a pitch, and we have the Shocker here basically saying, hey, look, when this ends, the Hobgoblin is going to leave you high and dry. You're going to be, left out here. And so why don't you join us and, let's work together and stop the Hobgoblin. And so the Shocker's like, is that your pitch? That's really what you got? And then we cut to the inside of the building battle here again with with Miles, Miss Marvel, Gust, Rabble, Hobgoblin. Is kind of this back and forth. Great artwork, great action scenes, but look at the way the Hobgoblin is, and now he's using some of the tech from Rabble and these drones. And there's this kind of, like I said, this just continued back and forth. There's really not much happening as far as story. It's really just this battle between the two, and then ultimately Miles gets the upper hand as the team. Scorpion did convince Shocker and the rest of the B-listers here to help them, and so with their aid, they ultimately get the upper hand on Rabble and the Hobgoblin, and we see Miles kind of defeating the Hobgoblin here. And then the Hobgoblin basically says, hey, do you think, you think I was just going to let this happen? And he has a bunch of his pumpkin bombs here set up, and Miles webs them up, and everybody gets out of the building, and we see this big explosion. So we don't know what has happened now to the Hobgoblin. Did he survive that? Did he get hurt? We're not really sure. And then we kind of see the aftermath of this now. So they're not sure. Rabble fled. Hobgoblin, is he dead or alive? We're not really sure. And then ultimately, let me flip back a page here. Miles gets a phone call basically from Peter Parker saying, hey, there's a big battle going on in Central Park. I need your help. And then, Miles basically says, hey, I gotta wrap it up here. I gotta go help Spider-Man. And then he swings off. And so, yep. So it says to be continued. See, be continued in Amazing Spider-Man 43. So which is already out, but the story will conclude at ASM 44. So overall, Gang War, this has been an okay storyline. Started out well and then kind of has dragged on. So many different characters involved, so many different crossover issues and tie-ins that it's made it a little convoluted, diluted for me. But we're getting close to wrapping up, so interested to see how it all wraps up and what the outcome is. Where are we left standing at the end of it? So, artwork has been great on this Miles Morales. Like I said, the artwork has been top notch. Storyline, Cody Ziegler's been doing a good job. Obviously now he's tying into the gang war, so it's just kind of overall, crossover event. And so I'm looking forward to us getting back to the regular Miles Morales story outside of gang war, because that was really headed in a great direction, and it was well written. And like I said, the artwork just continues to be good. So, thinking about my 5 webhead system, I'm gonna go with a 2 for this issue. Only 2 webheads. Again, not much really happened. A lot of action. Quick read. Maybe I could go 2.5. We'll go 2.5, right in the middle. I'll change my mind because it was a quick read. Story, like I said, the artwork is amazing. Story is kind of tied into this overall gangware story, which is So it would have been higher if it probably wasn't a gang war series. Miles has really been one of the most consistent Spider-Man titles out there. So let me know down in the comments what you think if you're reading this. If you're reading Miles, what do you think of the story and the artwork? If not, just drop me a comment. Let me know if you like these reviews. Should I continue doing the reviews? I review all things Spider-Man here. So working on ASM and Ultimate now. We're actually reviewing Ultimate Spider-Man as well. So definitely check out those reviews if you're interested. Appreciate you guys watching. As always, thanks for watching. Hit that like button for me on the way out. Drop me a comment. Much appreciated if you do that. Thanks. We'll see you next issue.